Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast Special Edition Series where I go over every 2023 men's college basketball conference tournament. This is the 18th of 32 episodes, and this is going to be the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, otherwise known as the MAAC. This tournament will be held at the Jim Whalen Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City, New Jersey. First round begins Tuesday, March 7th. Quarterfinals Wednesday, March 8th and Thursday, March 9th. Semifinals Friday, March 10th. And the championship Saturday, March 11th. All right, now I'm going to go over the seedings for this tournament. Your 1 seed, Iona, 24-7 overall, 17-3 in conference play. Your 2 seed, Rider, 16-13 overall, 13-7 in conference play. Your 3 seed is Quinnipiac, 20-11 overall, 11-9 in conference play. Your 4 seed is Siena, 17-14 overall, 11-9 in conference play. Your 5 seed is Niagara, 15-14 overall, 10-10 in conference play. Your 6 seed is Manhattan, 12-17 overall, 10-10 in conference play. Your 7 seed is Fairfield, 13-17 overall, 9-11 in conference play. Your 8 seed is Mount St. Mary's, 12-19 overall, 8-12 in conference play. Your 9 seed is Canisius, 10-19 overall, 8-12 in conference play. Your 11 seed is St. Peter's, 12-17 overall, 7-13 in conference play. And your 11 seed is Marist, 10-19 overall, 6-14 in conference play. So let's get to it. First round, Tuesday, March 7th, 5 o'clock Eastern, ESPN Plus. 9 seed Canisius, 8 seed Mount St. Mary's. Canisius is usually a doormat in this conference. 2 guys averaging double figures a game, led by Jordan Henderson. And Mount St. Mary's, new to this conference after transferring from the Northeast Conference. They have 2 double-digit per game scorers led by Jalen Benjamin. I project Canisius, though, as a 0.2 of a point favorite, total 137.25. So therefore, I have Canisius advancing. Second of 3 first-round games, 10 seed St. Peter's and 7 seed Fairfield. St. Peter's, obviously, we know for the Elite 8 run last year, they took a big step back this year, and predictably so, with losing a lot of key pieces and head coach Shaheen Holloway. 2 guys averaging double figures a game, led by Isaiah Dasher at 13.5 per game, and Fairfield, led by Caleb Fields and Supreme Cook. Wait, that's not right. That's so funny. That's probably one of my favorite names of the tournament so far. That's a good one. I project Fairfield 3.5 total 128 and forfeit. So therefore, I have Fairfield advancing in the last of 3 first round games. 11 seed Marist and 6 seed Manhattan. Marist was the doormat this year, but they do have a really good center. Patrick Gardner averaging almost 19 points a game. And Manhattan, tumultuous year. Their longtime coach, Steve Masiello, resigning, now on Rick Pitino's staff in Iona. But they kind of recovered and went 500 in conference play. 4 guys averaging double figures per game, led by Ant Nelson at over 15 a game. I project Manhattan actually as a 6 and 4/5 point favorite, total 135 and a fifth. So therefore, I have Manhattan advancing. Quarterfinals. Wednesday, March 8th. 9 seed Canisius, 1 seed Iona. We talked about Canisius already. Iona is the best team in this conference easily. 4 guys averaging double figures. They're a deep team led by Walter Clayton Jr. I project Iona 18.8, so therefore I have them into the semifinals. Second of 4 quarterfinal games and the last of 2 on March 8th. 7 seed Fairfield, 2 seed Rider. Rider really turned it on in conference play this year. 3 guys averaging double figures a game, led by Dwight Murray Jr., averaging nearly 16 a game. I project Rider by 5, so therefore I have Rider advancing. Thursday, March 9th. Third of 4 quarterfinal games in the first of 2 on that date. 6 seed Manhattan, 3 seed Quinnipiac. Quinnipiac, 3 guys averaging double figures a game, led by Desi Jones. I have Quinnipiac only by 3 over Manhattan, so therefore I have Quinnipiac advancing in the last of 4 quarterfinal games and the second of 2 on Thursday, March 9th. 5 seed Niagara, 4 seed Siena. Niagara had a decent year. 2 guys averaging double figures a game, led by Noah Thomason, averaging nearly 20 a game and 3.5 assists. And Siena, 3 guys averaging double figures per game, led by Javion McCollum. I project Siena by 3.5 to 133 and a 10, so therefore I have Siena to the semifinal. So a chalk semifinal here, Friday, March 10th, first of 2, 4 seed Siena, 1 seed Iona. We talked about Siena with their guys. Iona's just a machine, led by Clayton. I project Iona by 10.8 here, so I have them advancing to the final. In the second of 2 semifinal games, 3 seed Quinnipiac and 2 seed Rider. We talked about Quinnipiac earlier. Jones is a solid player. They also have Matt Blanc and Lewis Courtwright. And then on the other side with Rider, who's a pretty good team in their own right. We talked about Murray. They also have Mervyn James and Alan Powell. I project Rider only by 1.2. I think that's going to be a good one. So give me Rider to advance. So chalk in the championship on Saturday, March 11th, 7:30 Eastern on ESPNU. Rider and Iona. Both teams are pretty deep. Rider, like I said, turned it on in conference play. They're peaking really good right now. And Iona, to me, is just better. They're the class of this conference. Rick Pitino, if he goes on a good run here, could end up with a new job, maybe Georgetown or St. John's or Texas or somebody like that. So I project Iona 6.8 over Rider in the championship game. So I have the Iona Gales winning the 2023 Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference Tournament. All right, so Iona in the tournament, I would say maybe a 15 seed, maybe a 16 seed with the bye. I don't see them in Dayton, but I think it would be better for the league or for the sport if they're in Dayton because of the name brand of Pitino, but Iona's a better team than that. What they'll probably do instead is put Iona against a really good 1 or 2 seed that would get good ratings, because sometimes they like to rig things like that in the big dance. All right, so odds for this tournament. What's unfortunate here is that Rider and St. Peter's won't be on here because of New Jersey. So let's see here. FanDuel does not have these odds up yet. DraftKings has been the better sports book in terms of putting these odds up for these conference tournaments. And let's see. Futures conference tournament winner. And I don't see the MAAC, which is very weird. It's because it's being played in New Jersey, we can't bet on it. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. I have to look it up on DraftKings. All right, here we go. Iona's minus 200, Quinnipiac's 4-1, Riders 8-1, Siena's 10-1, Niagara 40. So is Fairfield. Canisius is 50. Mount St. Mary's, Marist, Manhattan, and St. Peter's reach 100. So there was a team that jumped out at me while doing these projections. I don't think Niagara at 40-1 would be the worst value pick in the world. Thomason almost averages a 20 and 3.5 and a 24 3.5. So if you have good all around play like that, I think you could breeze through this tournament. So my long shot play would be Niagara to win this tournament. And in terms of other postseason opportunities, if Iona were to lose early, maybe they'll get an invitation to the NIT. The CBI might see some teams, Quinnipiac, Siena. The basketball challenge, Niagara, Rider. We'll see. There's a couple of these teams that we could see. Siena. So, that's it for the MAAC, the MAAC MAAC. And next up would be the Big West tournament.